Alrighty, I just made my way to go see the new Studio Ghibli film, The Boy and the Heron. A film that I respected the wishes of Hayao Miyazaki and did not watch any trailers before witnessing the film. All I was exposed to was the one image of the heron, and that was my entire knowledge of the film, other than the fact that it has a kick-ass English voice cast as well. So, let us talk about this film, but due to the fact that I want to be very much in the same boat as and agree with the wishes of Hayao Miyazaki, I am going to try to keep it all as vague as possible so you can still experience it firsthand but still know whether it's worth checking out or not. So this is going to be a really short one today. The story is about this boy and a heron, and that is about all I'm willing to discuss because the rest would be spoilers and I don't want to spoil this film for you. So in terms of a story, it's a really interesting story that I think is fairly well told, but it does feel like it just skips some parts. But it's good enough that I'm willing to still give it that hand grenade score that every movie wants. Now, the real bread and butter of this film is the score and the animation, where it is both so god tier that it is fantastic to witness. Like, oh my goodness. The sound design on this animated feature is phenomenal. Like, it is just a great feature, and it's just so well crafted and well made. It is impressive, to say the least, so I will give it a solid hand grenade score there. Next up, the directing is phenomenal, really good directing, although like I said earlier, pacing just feels like a little off, as it just feels like segments are missing. I'll get a little more into that later, but pretty good directing, but I'll give it a Hot Pocket score here just to differentiate itself from the fact that the other two are really solid. The voice acting is so good in the American dub. I am going to potentially check out the Japanese version, hopefully here in the near future when I have time again, because there are a lot of movies coming out now here in the next few days, and I'm still behind on some. But it's so good and well crafted that I'm willing to see it again and see if my opinions on it change upon a rewatch, which I think is very likely. There was so much going on and so much to appreciate with Robert Pattinson's voice work. Dave Bautista does a great job. Mark Hamill, as always, is phenomenal. And so many people that I was just wondering, I recognize that voice, I don't remember who you were. Luckily, I did catch on to Mark Hamill, who is just he's so you recognize that voice anywhere because he's in so much voice acting work that you'll recognize his voice. And then Dave Bautista is also pretty easy to catch. Robert Pattinson was a little difficult though, but I just remembered he was in the movie. But yeah, those two are just so good. Those three voice actors, Gemma Chan is in this as well, also phenomenal job. Every voice actor does a great job in their dub. Which is something that you don't normally see in these dubbed versions of these other language films. So it's really nice to see them bring it to another level with this one. So hand grenade score. Expectations and experience. I do have to say the experience was both enhanced and a little altered by the fact that randomly the projector just stopped working at our showtime. And we had to go contact some theater staff to fix it for us. But it was really funny because it cuts out at probably the weirdest point you could cut out when the scene that was going on, as it gets really weird. Trust me, if you watch that movie, you'll know what scene I'm talking about. Like I said, I don't want to spoil it. I want to keep you guys all really fresh. But it's just something that happened, and it was very funny. We had a laugh about it, and luckily the theater rewound the film for us so we could rewatch it with the visuals as well. And gosh, it was such a breathtaking sequence as well to watch. So I'll give it a hand grenade score. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is this movie is just so good. It's a hand grenade movie, although some of it, I do have some issues with the film, but it doesn't hold it back from being a hand grenade movie. It is very explosive. It's very rewatchable. I think I need a rewatch or 7 to fully understand the film. But that's pretty much all I have to say. If you're still watching, leave a like, subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. And comment down below if you checked out this film or not, and other than that, I'll leave you guys to it.